All right, this is breaking news just coming in. Developments just in the last few minutes. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will walk free after 6 months as India's top court granted him bail. Kejriwal had moved Supreme Court against the Delhi High Court's August 5th decision, which upheld his arrest in the Delhi Excise Policy Case 2 months ago. Now, the Chief Minister was granted bail for a few days ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. The top court has said that petitioner's arrest does not suffer from illegality. The issue is of liberty, which is integral to sensitized judicial process. Prolonged incarceration amounts to unjust deprivation of liberty, quote unquote. All right, just to get the latest on what has transpired in the last few minutes in the court, we're being joined by our correspondent Dharam Jodhkar, who's joining us over the phone line. Dharam, the CBI has been questioned here by the judge. Of course, Judge WION has questioned the CBI very strongly. Give us a roundup of what transpired in the last few minutes. It's all developed in the last 10 to 15 minutes, I think.
Well, you're right, Shivan. There were a lot of questions raised by the two-justice bench that was hearing Arvind Kejriwal's case in the Supreme Court. And as you rightly mentioned, Justice Kant had pointed out in his hearing that the basic principle of liberty is very integral to the sensitized judicial process, which is something that they felt was, kind of being taken for a ride in the past few months. However, the bench has also taken note of the fact that Kejriwal's arrest by the CBI was not illegal per se. Just to give a quick refresher to our audiences, the ED arrested Kejriwal on March 21st, and while he was still in judicial custody, the CBI had arrested him on June 26th with regards to the same case on charges of money laundering as far as the illegal liquor policy scam was concerned. Now, granted that this entire hearing has gone in favor of Arvind Kejriwal, it's a big relief for the Chief Minister because he finally walks free after almost 6 months in custody of both the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate. However, it was a bit of a setback for the Aam Aadmi Party in terms of them wanting to challenge the entire illegality of the arrest, which is something that the court did not grant. They said that as per the provisions, the arrest was pretty much legal and that there was no impediment in arresting somebody who is already in judicial custody of an agency. Of course, the court also said that this case is going to continue in the near future, but there was a question raised by the judge here, Shivan, where he said that why is it that the CBI is now waking up after 22 months to arrest Arvind Kejriwal after the ED has already taken him into custody. And they also said that, the entire process carried out, an investigation carried out by the CBI is raising more questions than answers. So very interesting set of observations made by the justices here in terms of how the entire process, how the entire investigation has been carried out against Arvind Kejriwal. And how the case transpires in the future is something that we will have to keep our eye out for, Shivan.
Dharam, even the language that they've used, they've said that it raises suspicion. Justice WION, he underscored that bail is the rule and jail is the exception. The delayed arrest of the Chief Minister, like you just pointed out, is unjustified. That's what they've said. And, at this point, definitely a moment of major relief for the Aam Aadmi Party at this point, because polls are around the corner now. They would need to start, preparing for that. Any kind of update that we have on that front, on anything further that has developed from the Aam Aadmi Party front?
Well, initial reactions, Shivan, of course, are very positive. There is no surprise that there will be an air of celebration and relief within the party. Granted how in the past few months they have been scrambling to figure out how the state government will function. If you remember when Kejriwal was arrested, there were a lot of questions around will he remain Chief Minister or not, when he had said that he will carry out his duties from custody and from behind bars. So a lot of confusion, a lot of concern we had seen over the past few months with regards to Arvind Kejriwal carrying out his chief ministerial duties, and if at all that was possible from being in prison. So in that aspect, administratively, a major relief for the upcoming polls also. It's a big moment of relief and celebration for the entire party to have their leader, back with them and walking as a free man now. Of course, this doesn't take away from the fact that the case is not done, so he hasn't been proven innocent. That is something that we still need to remember at this point. But as you rightly mentioned, bail is the norm and arrest is the exception. That is something that the justices had taken note of.
Yes.
And also, the bail also doesn't come as a surprise to many people, because in the past few weeks, we've seen other prominent Aam Aadmi Party leaders.
Absolutely.
We saw Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh, who were also granted bail by Supreme Court in the same case. So there was no reason to believe that Arvind Kejriwal would not be given the same treatment as well.
Definitely a sign of relief for the Aam Aadmi Party, no doubt. We will be tracking this closely. Thank you, Dharam, for getting us all the latest.